So this is quarantine. This is going to be level 5. And this is... This is where you get to really tangle with the alien. So. Don't know that little symbol. You don't need a lot of devices for distractions here, which...
Need some help.
I need a doctor. Hello?
That's good, both good and bad.
I can't hear you. Hang on. Come on, I've opened the elevator for you. Come on. There's no time to lose.
It's taking a long time to load.
Forget the door. The marshals locked everything down. Use the vent. Relax. I'm closing the vent behind you. Just to be safe.
Visiting hours are 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you.
You're not catching us at our best.
Alright.
Hey, just like Captain Kirk said to Catherine Hicks. To which Spock said, that much is certain.
I'm Coolman.
Ripley, I need to find a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
My friend needs help. Medical supplies.
Me too. There are no supplies on this level. But there are plenty downstairs in the hospital dispensary.
How do we get there?
We? Do I look like I'm in any fit state? I need your help and you need mine. You find the passcode for the service elevator and then I'll come down to the hospital with you, okay?
Passcode?
Yeah. I can direct you from here. Morley or Lingard would have had the new passcode. Morley's office is your best bet. Come on. Let's work together, huh? Mutual benefit. Keep moving. The area you're in was for our more unstable patients, those who had trouble adapting to deep space.
Just tell me where to go, Carl.
Tragic cases. Don't worry, they're all long gone. No, wrong way. That's right. Along that corridor. office. The passcode should be in there somewhere. Have you found the passcode? Look, we'll need the physical keycard too. Morley always kept it on him. Find it.
Warning. Medical facility quarantine breach detected. Warning.
Relax.
Medical facility
I'm just trying to find out
breach
what that is.
detected.
You focus on finding that keycard.
Shit. This level is actually kind of convoluted. If you don't know your way around, then you can basically spend like a terrifying amount of time in a small area looking for information. But you know, if you know actually where to go, then you can execute it pretty quickly. The key is to just really listen for the sound of the alien to understand that when it's about to actually come out of the vents and stuff like that. Because, you know, having the route dialed in is one thing. Pipe bomb. Let's see if I can actually build anything with it. Not at this point. But having the pipe bomb is actually really useful. It's one of the only things that's generally effective against aliens and androids. And you can booby trap with it, so. You gotta really listen for its steps. Most of the time you're okay under a table as long as you don't step on its tail or panic and make a run for it or anything like that. See if you can avoid actually like being visually detected by the alien. then it's a lot less aggressive, but...
Damn you, Coleman! You knew that thing was here!
Now that's unfair. I thought it might be there. There's a difference. Now, the passcode.
1702, okay? Now let's get down to the dispensary.
Of course, of course. A promise is a promise. I'm sorry for putting you through this. I'm going to step into the other room to punch the code in and prime the elevator. Then we can use the key card to take the elevator down.
So the mistake most people make when they play this level for the first time is they see the alien
my things and we can leave.
break the vent, and they immediately panic, and they don't find actually good cover because they're so intent on getting away from it. You got to be careful because the alien is now in the vents, so if you basically stand under this vent long enough, it will eventually get you. So what I watched somebody do and what I learned to do basically was just don't stop just because the alien is emerging that first time. Now later on it drops down much quicker, so you know your best bet's to hide, but in that particular case I pretty much head straight for the infirmary floor because, you know, the alien's going to go through its little intro and then it'll kind of start walking off in the other direction. It almost always heads down the door unless you distract it. So this is another level where people unwittingly attract the alien's attention, but actually if you're pretty systematic in how you go through it, you don't bang around on things or get panicked by the fact that you can hear the alien in the vent above you, then it'll usually just stay there. That stun baton's handy for androids, but it's like, you know, no point in having it for the alien. I mean, don't even bother to take the thing out. You're better off focusing your attention on finding some place to hide. Those oxygen tanks or fuel tanks or what have you, you can actually have quite a bit of fun luring the alien into them and then like firing off a shot, because if you shoot them with your pistol they will explode, which occasionally is a good way to distract the alien because as soon as it's touched with fire it pretty much goes straight into the vents. Biggest thing to do, you know, if the alien does actually drop down while you're in here, your best bet's just to get down. You've got actually a lot of places for cover, and you can always maneuver around a hospital bed or something like that to stand. As long as you're clear of the alien's line of sight, then it'll eventually move on from your area. So another thing that people often do is kind of panic. So, but I do this just kind of for shits and giggles, because that'll draw his attention, but fortunately he's going to drop down and go right for it, so desperately short on his flares. So, what else do I have? Alright. Like I said, best way to avoid the alien is to basically not attract its attention early on. He's walking around downstairs. But you're in a real pinch spot up in here. Your best bet's going to be just to like They moved quick. Yeah, when you're hiding in a locker, what a lot of people do is they'll go ahead and they'll stay up like this, which basically makes it possible for the alien to see you when he gets in close. What you want to do is really back up. And it can hear the motion detector, especially when it gets into the same room as you. It'll start to gradually close in on it. So your best bet's actually just to kind of back up, which you do by, you know, literally backing up using your keyboard or mouse. And just push yourself against the back of the locker. He caught a whiff of something. I kind of went too soon.
San Cristobal Medical Facility recommends seeking medical assurance. Relief when you're far from home.
In this case, I might actually just wait for him to go back into the vents. Got me. Well, the good news is that I can go ahead and like practice my grenade lofting. Or hell, I can do something else, right? So let me see. Go to the red bomb.
this is Lingard, Senior Medical Officer at Sevastopol Station. I want to state for the record. I have been placed under duress with regards to the compromise Patient Zero. And Ransom, Seegson's head of operations, he made certain threats for my career and my certification. I want that on record. God help me. That...
Yeah, he's in the vent that's down the hallway a little bit. Might need a little misdirection on this one. Let's see. Yeah, I can build most of a pipe bomb. So let me see if I can explain this using the map. If you look at where if you look at where I am, then this loop that's right around here, right? The main entrances are, there's one here, and there's a couple more in the hallway, and there's actually one in this office where I am too. But what you really want to be careful of is that when he leaves the room, he can go in either direction, but if you try to head down towards the security desk, you'll go ahead and trip an explosion that'll keep you from passing. So you basically, now you're blocked off, and big loud boom to kind of attract the alien's attention. So you kind of got to make your way around, and you've got to outflank him at some point, either by going through the staff galley, which gets dicey, or by trying to go around the hallway. The hallway is a lot shorter. But the staff galley gives you a lot more options to hide. So as soon as he's kind of like moved out of the area, yeah, here he comes. Then I'll go ahead and just want to make certain that when he turns around, he's not making eye contact with you. See, he's heading back around that way. He's going into that middle room. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That was a weird gaming artifact. I've had him rip the door off the locker before, but I've never actually had his head come straight through it. Yeah, can't beat them all. Let's see, where am I? I'm gonna pipe bomb. Set that off. Yeah, he's right on top of me. Probably went right back into the vent. he's behind me, then he's basically either in the vents above me or he's trying to flank around. Yeah, he's heading back. So what he's doing is he's making his way back around. So this is kind of like he's walking around, he's walking around, he's walking around. Fortunately, I can go ahead and play the cutscene, and that will effectively freeze him. But I'm gonna get down. He's heading around the other way. I keep referring to it as a he. I mean, it has a head shaped like a penis, but they're kind of asexual, so you know, they're supposed to be like representative of the sense of sexual terror inherent in both genders. He's gonna catch me. Oh, I'm screwed. Well. I should really find that save point. I would go ahead and throw a distraction down there just to kind of keep him, you know, down there a little bit longer so that I have room to maneuver, but that doesn't really work because as soon as I leave a certain set of rooms, then the AI basically places the alien in the next level, so... avoid fire if they can. So he will either go back into the vents which he's doing, or he'll have to make his way around. Gotta be careful here. You know, one thing you don't want to do is rush your offense, right? He's making his way back around. But one thing you know is he won't go back through the fire, so you're basically going to have to tail him going the other way. See. He's right now in that kind of, that crew quarters area. And now he's making his way back around. So he's in that crew quarters area. He's back in the vents. Oh! Son of a bitch. He was in there. Alright, well, I'm going to call it there. Wait, I'll do this. I'll put the revolver in here, go ahead and put in a noisemaker, and have some fun. Good times. Good times. All right. Have a good night, guys.